Hello viewers, welcome to CodeForAny. Online maintenance and service app inside. Today need to develop this here the payment flow need to develop as a checkouts UI need to starting here. We need to create this here the parts wise we need to developing here. First of all now making here the selection of the payment methods UI need to developing here. First of all now need to see these designs inside the XD files. Now need to open this XD files here, and today we need to making this here the PayPal's buttons as well as need to cash on delivery buttons, and this is the car buttons, and here the selected PayPal's accounts list here, and also need to showing this here the another tabs need to select and to showing this here the cash on delivery methods need to showing here. Let's start how to write down inside the Flutter UI. First of all, so need to making here the copying here the this UI and to reuse because need to not waste more times. That's why need to copy and paste and to quickly need to develop here. Now now need to go inside homes and to write down here the new files, and we need to select this here the payment method screen dot dots like this write down here, and now need to creating here. We need to copying here the book service screens request screens copy, and we need to paste here inside the payment methods, and we need to removing this here this title buttons no needs, and also need to change this years and to write down here the PayPal like here, and then after so need to creating here the UI. You need to developing here. Need to first of all the make here the bottom inside the pay now to next buttons, and also need to change this here the screen name. Need to write down here the payment method like here's payment methods, and we need to save this here. Now we need to configure this here the buttons. Now click on pay now, and to open this here the context dot push extension methods. First video inside the explain how to create these extension methods. Today not explains here const, and we need to write down here the PayPal payments method screen. So need to call here and to setting here like this. Now need to go inside the payment screens, and we need to removing this here the this UI no needs. Now need to remove this here, clean this here, also dividers no needs, and also need to clean this here the inside this column value no needs. This columns need to clean here, and now need to create here the row childs like this settings here, and set here the now specific size. Now need to set here the heights need to given here, set here the 18 is good. Now need to save. Now click on pay, and look like this UI now showing here, and also need to removing here the this container decorations no needs, clean this here. Similar to our designs need to showing this here, and also need to change this here the evaluations value. Need to set this here the 0.2 less, 0.5 is good, and to configure this here the 0.5. Now need to set here, and now need to give this here the selections for the card delivery, PayPal's, and cash on delivery tabs. Variables need to declaring here, and to manage this here the state in it. Select method is equal to set here the by defaults one. Select here the PayPal's, and now need to developing this here the UI, and we need to creating here the main axis alignment. We need to set this here space between. We need to configure here. Now need to developing here the buttons as a inkwell, and to then after we need to converting here the common buttons icon buttons need to set here. Now need to set here the on tab event, and we need to like this right here, create here the inkwell inside the childs and to developing this here the UI containers we need to calls and alignment first of all need to set here the centers is set like this, and then after need to create here the decorations box decorations like here set here the color t color primary text to primary color set, and then after need to set here the border radius, need to set border radius, need to set here the 30 otherwise 25 is good enough, and then after need to give this here the some box shadow, write down here the box shadow const value and to create here the box shadow, and we need to write down here box shadow, set here the color black 12s, and blur radius we need to no need to given this here and look like this here the showing here, and also need to set this here the padding const edges insert symmetric we need to set here and to give this here the value of this value need to set here horizontals you need to set this here the 8 like this configures and to save, and maybe no needs here the main axis this between you need to remove here and to call this here the expand UI need to call here the wrap with widgets expands you need to called like here, and now inside into creating here the containers you need to drawing this here the image sets, and we need to configure this here. Now need to go and to find out here the peoples icons and to paste this here the relative path and to give this here the width and height, so need to configure, so need to set this here the 25 width and 25 height, so need to configure this here and look like this show, and also need to set this here the colors three colors we need to color white for selected buttons, we need to showing like this here and look like this show here the buttons, and we need to remove this here this heights no needs this containers now clean, and also need to increase this here, need to set here the 35, and also need to set here vertical padding, need to set here the 15 is good enough, here icons need to use wrong, and to first of all the fix this here the people icons, now need to copy relative path and need to paste this here and look like this here the showing here need to set here the 30 like here, and we need to set here the 60 like, and then after so need to go here and we need to setting here this container padding const edges insert all not all need to set here the symmetric edges insert symmetric horizontals need to give this here the 15s, and verticals need to set this here the 12 look like this similar to need to increase this here the 20 is good like here, so need to set this here, so also need to set here 25 now, and now convert into the common buttons copy here, now need to go inside the commons folders and to common widget folders and to write down here the new files and to give this here the icon button titles dot start, and to paste this here first of all need to create the statelet widget and give this here the name icon button, maybe conflict that's why I need to set here icon select button is good like this titles, and import this here the material dependency, now need to paste this code and some value need to pass here, also import this here the color extensions here, so need to write down here the finals and to write down here the string icon, then after finals void callback on pressed, and we need to set here and another one flag, so need to need this here the status, need to give this here the bool value, and we need to is select like this, and also import this here this parameters, and we need to configure this here requires by default need to set this here the false, like years. And now on tab inside we need to give this here the on press events configures icons as I need to set here the icons. And now need to give this here the selection colors. If here is select then primary colors, otherwise you need to set here the color white. And same as a icon colors is select then to set here the white colors, otherwise need to set here the t color primary text. Like these colors need to configure for this UI. Now use this here the icon select buttons, and also need to change this here the rename this file. And now need to set here select buttons. And now need to go payment methods, and we need to write down here the events, removing this here the expand no needs, also remove here. Now set here icon select buttons, set here the icons as a people. First of all need to set here the credit cards icons. Now need to find out here credit card pay copy relative, paste this here, and on press event inside set state. And we need to select methods is equal to set here the 0, like this configures. And also need to configure this here is select methods equal to 0, like configures. And comma clean here inkwell here. Now we need to copying here, paste here like this. And now need to set here the people copy relative, and to paste this here change your value. And then after save cards copy relative for the years, set here 2 and set here the 2, like this configures. And to save and look like this showing here. Set here with we need to set this here 120, like this showing here the next buttons we need to increase this here 150 is good now showing here. And now need to set here the expand, and need to not need to expand, need to create here the row. And need to set here the minimum main axis size as a minimum. Then after we need to create here the children's, and to develop this here the buttons in 12 wrap with in 12, so need to set. Create here image assets, and we need to set here the one flags tool is select shaved people. By default need to set here the false. Now is select people, to use this here directly select people. Now on tab event set state is equal to like this configures vice versa need to set If selected, then need to check icons, you need to copy relative and to paste this here, same as uncheck icons, you need to set here. Now need to give this here the width and height. Need to set here the 20 and also heights to set here the 20 like this configures here. Now need to given this here the some width space. Need to set here the 15s and we need to 8 is good and set here the const value. And now need to find out here the titles and we need to paste this here. Now need to set here the saved people id and we need to set here the color white and we need to set this here the 15s and regular fonts like this configures and to save this years look like this shape and to change this years like here and also need to fix this here the some paddings we need to given this here these icons between so need to write down here the width space we need to given so now need to copy this width and we need to paste here and need to set here 15s and look like this similar to show here change this here like here and also this inkwell button inside I need to set here the border radius now need to copy and to paste this here now displaying good like this showing here and also need to change this here the titles for this UI if here's set here select methods equal to 0 then to show this here the credit card otherwise we need to check here select as a one then to show this here the papers and last one then to give this here the cash on delivery delivers like this showing here the titles need to change here after the changing here the tabs now need to developing this here the people's UI now need to configure here first of all now we need to call this here the expand keywords expand and inside we need to write here the methods call this here the list view builders and I'm to set this here the context dot in next like this settings here and need to return this here the UI as need to configure here the value of this and to set here the containers like this sets and item counts also need to configure here set here now one now we need to setting this here the padding const edges insert symmetric horizontal 15s and verticals need to set this here the 20 like this configures and now need to developing here the decorations box decorations select here colors color white then after the border radius so need to set this here border radius circulars 20 and need to configure this here the box shadow set here color 12 and now need to set this here the blur radius we need to configure here the 2 like this we need to set here and to save this here and also need to another configurations need to set this here the padding const edges insert symmetric horizontals need to set this here 20 and verticals also need to set here the 20 Look like this here the UI are the showing here, and maybe need to increase this here as a 30 like our designs, and need to change this here the builder to separators and to call here separator builders. Set here some height space sized box height. We need to give this here the 15s look like this similar to our designs. We need to configure here, and then after so need to draw this here the UI. Now need to create here the childs, and to create here the column, give this here the main axis size. Need to set here the minimum. Now we need to create here the columns. First of all, need to making here the row, create here the size icons. Need to set here. Now need to give this here the width. We need to give this here the 14s, and need to set here the fix walk speed, fix it width. We need to configures, and now need to copy here the people's relative people's icons. We need to find out here this people icon, copy relative, and to paste this here. Look like this here the showing here, and we need to give this here the main axis alignment. Set here the space between, and now we need to configure here the more buttons. Need to write down here the icon button on press event like here, and to give this here the icons as a image assets. And now need to go here and to find out here the horizontals copy relative more buttons. Need to put here. Now need to give this here the width as a 30, and heights we need to given this here as a 13 like this configures, and to save here look like this here the showing. We need to configures as a 20, and here 20, and also increase this here 60, and people size also need to change here 17, and now good displaying here. Now name of cards need to showing here, and accounts and edit on labels need to showing here. Now need to find out here the titles text. Need to copy this here this text, and to paste here inside this column. Now need to set here titles, and need to set here name of card like this, and we need to set here some height space size box. Give this here the height. We need to set this here the 15s and const value, and also need to give this here the comma, and to set this here the secondary text, and font size we need to 15s, and regulars we need to set here look like this here the showing this text fields, and showing these buttons, and also need to change this here the cross axis alignments. Need to set as the start like, and also need to set like this here the placeholder colors is the good, and need to set here the 14s similar to show, and need to set here the 8 removing here, and to set here people's name again. Now need to show this here the account email address for these peoples need to use. Need to temporary 1 2 3 4 5 6 at the rate paypal dot me like this sets here, and now need to set here the primary text. Set here the font size. We need to configure here the 17s, and like this showing here copy here, and to paste this here again. Now need to copy of the name of the edit dates. Need to showing here edit on, and to give this here the date like this temporary. Need to showing like this like here the people's accounts need to add sign to small size. Also need to increase this here the verticals 25 similar to show this here designs, and increase this here 15s, and here 50. Now this is the PayPal UI are the done. Same as we need to create here the cash on delivery UI. We need to set here the conditions. If need to write down here if select methods equal to 1 creates here the brackets like here's and else parts, but here's paste is here, but the separators else if select method need to find this here, like here set here the conditions not if else, select methods is equal to 2 and to set here containers, and here's another containers. Now need to same as need to copying here's this container, paste this here and to set similar to this padding as a set here the margins. Now need to copy. Now need to select here and show like this here. Choose UI and need to create here the column like this show. Now need to set here the titles. Need to removing this here the peoples. But here's and now need to set here the expand column, paste this here and to set here the cross axis alignment, set at the start comma like this, comma, removing here, and now need to set here the titles cash on delivery. Then after need to pay once more, titles need to set here and save this here, look like this showing here for this UI, and also need to configure this here the icons as a selections event, copy relative path, paste this here and look like this similar to our designs. If credit card, then to make tomorrow this UI papers look like this showing here and like this informations need to show. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any questions, so please write down the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.